Your life is every rank in a Viking civilization, from fisherman to Viking king. Your story begins around the year 900 AD, somewhere along the cold northern coastline of Scandinavia. The village where you are born is small. Only a few dozen families live here. Everyone knows each other. Everyone depends on each other, because in this world, nobody survives alone. There are no large cities nearby, no endless fields of crops, no easy sources of wealth. The sea is your village's greatest treasure, and also its greatest enemy. As a young child, you spend most of your time watching the fishermen return from the ocean. Some boats come back filled with fish. The villagers celebrate. Children run toward the shore. Families prepare meals. But sometimes, a boat does not return. Everyone becomes silent. People look toward the horizon, waiting for a sail that never appears. Your father tells you that the ocean always demands respect. The sea gives life, but it can also take it away. You never forget those words. At the age of 7, you begin helping your family. Your first job is simple. You collect broken pieces of wood from the shore. You help repair fishing nets. You carry supplies onto the boat. You are too young to fight against the ocean, but you are old enough to understand that your family's survival depends on your work. As you grow older, your responsibilities increase. At 12 years old, you begin joining your father on short fishing trips. The first time you leave the coastline, fear fills your heart. The village becomes smaller and smaller behind you. Soon, there is nothing around you except endless water. The ocean feels alive. Every wave moves the boat. Every cloud carries a warning. You realize that fishing is not simply a job. It is a battle. Every day, you fight against cold temperatures. You fight against hunger. You fight against exhaustion. Some days, you return home with almost nothing. Your family eats less. Your father becomes quieter. You begin understanding the pressure that every Viking fisherman carries. Failure does not mean losing money. Failure means your family might not survive the winter. This fear forces you to improve. You learn how to predict weather changes. You learn where fish gather. You learn how to repair a damaged boat before it sinks. By the age of 16, you are no longer just a child helping your father. You are aerial fisherman. Your hands are rough. Your face has been shaped by the wind. Your body is stronger than most people your age, but deep inside, you feel something missing. Every night, you sit near the shore and look toward the horizon. You wonder, what exists beyond the ocean? Are there other lands, other civilizations, other opportunities? The same sea that limits your village also calls you toward adventure. And one day, that opportunity arrives. A Viking captain visits your village searching for young men willing to join his crew. He offers something impossible to ignore: a chance to see the world, a chance to become more than a fisherman, a chance to change your destiny. You look back at your small village. You look at your old wooden boat. You know that leaving means risking everything, but staying means living the same life forever. So you make your decision. You step onto a Viking longship, and your second life begins. The first thing you notice about the Viking longship is its size. Compared to your small fishing boat, it feels like a completely different world. The ship is long and narrow. Its wooden body cuts through the waves like a blade. Dozens of warriors stand beside you. Some are experienced sailors who have crossed oceans many times. Others are young men like you, hoping to find glory and fortune. For the first time, you are no longer a fisherman. You are a sailor. Your life changes immediately. You wake before sunrise. You work until sunset. You learn how to raise sails. You learn how to control the ship. You learn how to navigate without modern maps. Vikings do not have GPS. They do not have accurate ocean charts. They depend on the sun, the stars, the direction of the wind, and generations of knowledge passed down from previous sailors. At first, you make mistakes. You pull ropes incorrectly. You misunderstand weather patterns. You struggle to keep balance during storms. Older sailors laugh at you. They call you island person, someone who belongs on the shore, not the sea. But you refuse to give up. Every mistake teaches you something. Every storm makes you stronger. Months pass. You become one of the most reliable sailors on the ship. You travel farther than you ever imagined. You visit foreign shores. You see villages with different languages. You trade with people who have never heard of your homeland. You discover that the world is enormous, but the ocean is always waiting to test you. One winter journey changes your life forever. Your ship is traveling across open water when a massive storm appears. The sky turns black. Waves rise like mountains. The ship shakes violently. The wind becomes so powerful that some men believe the gods themselves are angry. The captain orders everyone to hold their positions, but the storm continues. One wave crashes over the ship. Several supplies are washed away. The mast begins to break. For a moment, everyone believes they are going to die. You hold onto the ship with all your strength. You remember every lesson your father taught you. Respect the ocean. Never panic. Never surrender. Together, the crew fights through the night. When morning arrives, the storm finally disappears. The ship survives, and something inside you changes. You realize you are no longer the frightened child who left the village. You have become someone who can face the unknown, but your journey is still far from over, because beyond the known waters, there are mysteries waiting to be discovered. And soon, you will become more than a sailor. You will become a hunter of the unknown. Years have passed since you first stepped onto the Viking longship. The young fisherman who once read leaving his village has disappeared. Now, you are an experienced sailor. Your hands know every rope on the ship. Your eyes can read the changing weather. Your body understands the rhythm of the waves. But the ocean has changed the way you think. When you were young, the sea was simply a place where your family caught fish. Now, you understand something deeper. The ocean is a road leading to wealth, a road leading to discovery, a road leading to legends. Because in the Viking world, the greatest opportunities are always found beyond the horizon. Soon you are invited to join a different kind of expedition. These journeys are not about simple fishing. They are not peaceful trading missions. They are missions into places where few people have ever traveled. You become a Zia hunter. Your goal is to search for valuable resources, discover new lands, and return with stories that no one else can tell. Your first mission takes you far north. The closer you travel toward the frozen waters, the harsher the world becomes. The warm lands disappear. The forests become smaller. The ocean becomes darker. Massive pieces of ice float around your ship. The cold attacks everything. Your clothes freeze. Your hands become numb. Your food becomes limited. Every member of the crew understands the danger. One mistake could mean death, but this danger is exactly why people respect sea hunters. Anyone can stay safe lie on land. Only a few are willing to enter the unknown. During one expedition, your crew discovers a group of islands that do not appear on any map. The coastline is untouched. The forests are filled with animals. The land contains resources your village has never seen before. For the first time, you realize the true power of exploration. A person with knowledge can gain something greater than gold. They can gain opportunity. When you return home, people gather around you. They want to hear your stories. They want to know what exists beyond their world. Young children listen with wide eyes as you describe distant lands. You are no longer just another fisherman. You are a person who has seen the impossible. But exploration also changes you. You begin noticing something important. Every new land you discover has someone who already lives there. Every treasure has someone protecting it. Every opportunity creates conflict. The ocean does not only connect civilizations, it brings them into contact. And sometimes, that contact leads to war. Your discoveries attract the attention of powerful Viking leaders. They see the potential New lands, new wealth, new enemies. They no longer see you as a simple sailor, they see you as someone who can lead them. But before you can command others, you must first prove yourself in battle. And that brings you to your next transformation. The Viking Age is beginning to reach its peak. Across the northern seas, Viking warriors are becoming famous. Their ships appear suddenly. Their attacks are fast. Their enemies have little time to prepare. But behind every successful raid is more than violence. It requires courage, strategy, and the ability to survive impossible situations. After years of exploration, you join your first raid. The night before the attack, the atmosphere is different from anything you have experienced. The crew is silent. Weapons are prepared. Shields are painted. Everyone knows what tomorrow means. Some men dream of treasure. Others dream of glory. But everyone understands the truth. Not everyone will return. As the sun rises, your longship approaches a foreign coastline. The village ahead has never seen your ships before. The people are unaware of what is coming. Your heart beats faster. This is the moment where your life changes forever. You are no longer exploring. You are no longer searching. You are entering a world where strength determines survival. The attack begins. The beach becomes chaos. You move with your shield raised. You fight beside experienced warriors. You follow your training. You survive. When the raid ends, your ship returns north, carrying valuable treasures, silver, weapons, resources, things your village desperately needs. When you return home, people celebrate. Your reputation grows. Young warriors begin looking at you differently. Before, you were the fisherman who dreamed of adventure. Now, you are the sailor who crossed oceans, the explorer who found new lands, the warrior who returned from battle. But success comes with operas. Every raid creates enemies. The kingdoms you attack remember your face. The families who lose their wealth seek revenge. The more famous you become, the more dangerous your life becomes. Soon, you realize that being a successful raider requires more than bravery. You need leadership. You need loyal followers. You need people willing to fight beside you. Over the next years, you join many expeditions. Some are victories. Some are disasters. You experience moments of incredible wealth and moments where you barely escape alive. One winter, your group becomes trapped after a failed raid. Your ship is damaged. Your supplies are gone. The enemy is searching for you. For several days, you survive in freezing conditions with almost nothing. Many warriors lose hope, but you refuse to surrender. You organize the group. You find food. You repair the ship. You lead everyone home. When you return, people do not remember how much treasure you brought back. They remember something more important. You saved lives. That is the moment your identity changes. You are no longer simply a raider chasing wealth. You are becoming a leader. And in Viking society, a leader's greatest strength is not how much treasure they own. It is how many people are willing to follow them. Your reputation spreads throughout Viking lands. Stories about your battles travel from village to village, but fame brings a new challenge. People no longer judge you by your success. They judge you by your ability to protect others. You become a Viking warrior. In Viking society, warriors are among the most respected people. They represent courage, honor, and strength. But becoming a warrior requires more than holding a weapon. It requires discipline. Every morning, you train. You practice sword fighting. You learn how to fight with a shield. You study enemy tactics. You learn that the strongest warrior is not always the one with the biggest muscles. The strongest warrior is the one who can stay calm when everyone else is afraid. Years of battles have changed you. You are no longer the young man searching for adventure. You have become someone others depend on. Then the greatest challenge of your life arrives. A powerful rival clan begins expanding into your territory. At first, they seem unstoppable. They attack villages. They destroy farms. They force families to leave their homes. Your people ask for protection. And for the first time, you are not fighting for treasure. You are not fighting for fame. You are fighting for your home. You gather warriors from different villages. Some are old friends. Some are people who once doubted you, but now they stand beside you because they believe you can lead them. The battle begins. Hundreds of warriors clash. Shields hit against shields. The sound of weapons fills the battlefield. The enemy is stronger. They have more soldiers, but you have something they do not. Unity. You create a strategy that changes the battle. You guide your warriors through the chaos. Slowly, the enemy begins to retreat. By the end of the day, your people survive. The victory changes everything. You are no longer respected only as a fighter. You are respected as a leader. And powerful Viking nobles begin noticing you. One of them offers you something that could completely change your future. A piece of land, a title, a position among the ruling class. A chance to become something greater than a warrior, a Jarl. The day you become a Jarl is the day your life changes forever. For most of your life, you believed power came from strength. A strong warrior could survive. A skilled sailor could discover new lands. A brave raider could earn wealth. But now you learn the hardest lesson of all. Power is not about what you can take. Power is about what you can protect. You are no longer responsible only for yourself. You are responsible for hundreds of families, for farmers who depend on your decisions, for warriors who fight under your banner, for children who will inherit the world you build. Your new home is no longer a small wood and house near the sea. You now live inside a great Viking hall. The walls are decorated with shields and weapons. Fires burn day and night. Warriors gather around long wooden tables. People travel from distant villages to speak with you. They bring problems, disputes, requests, and sometimes warnings of war. At first, you think being a Jarl will be easy. You have wealth, you have soldiers, you have influence, but you quickly discover that ruling is harder than fighting. A warrior can win a battle in one day. A ruler must make decisions that affect generations. A single mistake can destroy everything. A harsh winter arrives. The crops fail. Food becomes limited. The people begin worrying. Some leaders would protect only their own families. But you remember your childhood. You remember what it felt like to struggle through winter. So, you open your storage. You distribute food among your people. You sacrifice your own wealth to protect your territory. The people notice, and something more valuable than gold begins to grow. Loyalty. Over the next years, you transform your land. You build stronger defenses. You improve trade routes. You create alliances with neighboring clans. You do not abandon your warrior past. You still train with your soldiers. You still sail across the sea. But now, every decision has greater consequences. You are no longer searching for adventure. You are building a future. However, the Viking world is never peaceful for long. Other Jarls begin watching your rise. Some respect you. Others fear you. A powerful neighboring ruler believes your growing influence threatens his own power. He begins gathering warriors. He sends messages to your enemies. He prepares for war. Your advisors tell you to attack first. They believe showing weakness will invite destruction. But you remember something from your years as a sailor. The strongest person is not always the one who attacks first. Sometimes the smartest warrior knows when to wait. Instead of rushing into battle, you create alliances. You negotiate with smaller clans. You strengthen your economy. You prepare your people. When war finally arrives, you are ready. The enemy expects to fight Ion. Warrior chasing glory. But they find something different. They find a leader. A person who understands patience, strategy, and sacrifice. The battle lasts for days, but your preparation changes everything. Your enemies are defeated. After the victory, your reputation spreads beyond your own territory. People begin whispering a new idea. Maybe you are not meant to rule only one land. Maybe you are meant to unite many. Maybe you are meant to become something greater. A Viking king, the journey that began with a small fishing boat, finally reaches its final destination. You become a Viking king. Decades ago, you were just a child standing beside the ocean. You watched ships disappear into the horizon. You dreamed about seeing the world. Now, the world knows your name. Your ships control the northern seas. Your warriors defend your kingdom. Your banners fly above massive halls. People travel from distant lands to meet you. Some come to trade. Some come to ask for alliances. Some come because they fear your power. But when you sit on your throne, you do not think about the crown. You think about the journey. You remember the cold mornings when your family struggled to survive. You remember your first fishing trip, your first storm, your first voyage, your first battle. Every scar on your body tells a story. Every decision brought you here. But becoming king does not mean your challenges disappear. In fact, your problems become bigger. A Viking king must protect an entire civilization. You must decide when to fight, when to negotiate, when to forgive, and when to show strength. Enemies from foreign kingdoms begin testing your power. Some believe the young fisherman who became king is still inexperienced. They believe your success was only luck, so you prove them wrong. You strengthen your navy. You expand your influence. You create agreements with powerful rulers. You build a kingdom that is respected, not only feared, because you learn one final lesson. Fear can control people for a moment, but respect can control them for generations. Years pass. Your hair turns gray. Your body becomes slower, but your name becomes stronger. Young warriors gather around fires and listen to stories about you. They talk about the fisherman who crossed oceans, the sailor who survived storms, the explorer who discovered new lands, the warrior who defended his people, the Jarl who built a kingdom, the king who changed history. And eventually, one night you return to the ocean, the same ocean that shaped your entire life. You stand beside the waves. You remember the young child who once looked beyond the horizon. You realize something. The greatest treasure was never the gold you collected. It was never the lands you conquered. It was never the crown you wore. The greatest achievement was becoming someone worthy of that crown.